Suppose this is driven because, as we just said there, it's not the ethical thing to do to run the trial with a placebo. But also, I imagine it will help you recruit people to the trial if you're offering a choice between this vaccine or one that's already been approved. Do you expect to get the go-ahead for this?
Well, we are in the middle of those discussions right now with different authorities. I mean, it seems to be very difficult to imagine even an efficacy trial during the summer months, given that by the time we expect the vast majority of people to have already received vaccines. So yeah, we are in the middle of it, and we have to see whether the authorities concur, whether we need to do additional flanking studies in parallel, maybe in our jurisdictions. This is something that we are currently evaluating.
You know, in the summer months, maybe a lot of people will be vaccinated in the UK and the US, but probably not in France or in Germany. What's it like being a French company producing a vaccine in the UK? Do you feel the tension in terms of the national differences?
Well, first of all, we are a truly international company with a truly European company. We have more than 600 people across more than 6 different countries. The company was created by way of cross-border merger in between a French and an Austrian company. Yes, we are incorporated in France, but we feel truly European, and this includes, for us at least, the UK as well. And so we are in discussions with the Europeans. Of course, the relationship with the UK has been marked by an acceleration from the start. We had very constructive dialogues, and we entered into a true partnership. And now with the Europeans, it's more about supplying and making sure that there is access to our vaccine as well. But we don't feel the tension at all.
You don't feel the tension. I wonder what's been your experience of dealing with the UK on a vaccine deal and dealing with the Commission as well, Thomas. There's a lot of focus on the speed at which the various parties have moved, but has there been a very different approach in general?
Well, first of all, both processes, at least from a Valneva perspective, have been highly professional and diligent. And of course, when you deal with one country compared to 27 EU member states, you may expect different paces. And this is also what we have experienced. The UK task force, vaccine task force, right from the start, applied a platform differentiation approach that took a little bit longer with the Europeans. So that's point number one. Point number two, of course, in the discussion with the respective authorities, you have also more complexity that also took a little bit longer. But ultimately, the goal is everywhere the same, namely to ensure that, that enough vaccines are available over time for all different potential target populations. And this is why all the different technologies and all the different vaccine approaches will have their place in the different vaccination policies.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important to point out that there are 50 different states in the U.S., right? And people keep saying, well, there's 27 different states in the EU, but there's one EU, and that was the point of them trying to buy the vaccine themselves. There still hasn't really been a credible explanation for why it took the EU so long to make these purchases, and why the EU didn't invest as much in developing a vaccine as the UK and the US did. But leaving that aside, I wonder about your production. We've seen German companies, BioNTech and CureVac, team up with bigger pharmaceuticals to boost production. Do you have the same kind of deals in mind?
Well, I mean, we are right now probably the only ones from the smaller companies who do not have a big pharma partner with regards to COVID. We are leveraging our own manufacturing infrastructure. We have a manufacturing site in Scotland that we are currently expanding. So we operate the site already at 20% roughly of the targeted capacity, and we are expanding more with the financial support of the UK government. And we are leveraging our fill-finish operations in Sweden. So up to now, we are running it all in-house while expanding capacity. Will we seek a partnership? It depends a little bit on how we're going to look at the COVID business in the long run. Right now, we are focusing on the pandemic and the pandemic response, which everyone expects for 2021 and 2022 in terms of vaccine supplies. And then, whether COVID vaccination will be needed beyond 2022 or not will also determine our commercial strategy and partnering strategy.